You pick up a bar of soap every single morning. You lather up, rinse off, and step out of the shower feeling clean. But what if the bar sitting on your shower ledge right now is doing more harm than good? An independent consumer watchdog group recently tested some of Canada's most popular bar soap brands, and what they found will make you rethink every bar in your bathroom. Hormone-disrupting fragrances, carcinogenic byproducts, synthetic detergents marketed as gentle care, and some of these brands are sitting on the shelves of every Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart, and Costco across this country right now. In today's video, we are exposing 11 Canadian bar soap brands that failed the safety test, including one so trusted you will not believe what we found inside. Stay until the end, because we are also revealing the 2 brands that actually tested clean and a dead simple method to protect yourself the next time you walk down that soap aisle. Let's get into it. Every single morning, millions of Canadians reach for a bar of soap without a second thought. It is one of the most automatic purchases in the country. You run out, you grab another one. Same brand, same bar, same trust. But here is what most Canadians do not know. Health Canada regulates personal care products, including bar soap, under the Food and Drugs Act and the cosmetic regulations. And unlike food or pharmaceuticals, cosmetics do not require pre-market approval. Manufacturers notify Health Canada after the product is already on shelves. Health Canada Cosmetic Regulations, ISOR/2006-120. That means the bar you bought this week was never independently tested before it reached your hands, and the fragrance loophole makes it worse. Under Canadian cosmetic regulations, manufacturers are not required to disclose the individual chemicals inside their fragrance blends. One word, fragrance, can legally hide dozens of synthetic compounds your skin absorbs every single day. Health Canada Cosmetic Ingredient Hot List. Health Canada maintains a cosmetic ingredient hot list that bans or restricts certain chemicals, but enforcement relies heavily on manufacturer self-reporting. That is the system protecting you right now. So which brands are exploiting these gaps? Let's start the countdown. Coming in at number 11, Irish Spring. That sharp, aggressive scent hits you the moment you tear the wrapper open. It smells like a pine forest manufactured in a chemistry lab. Because that is exactly what it is. Irish Spring lists fragrance as a single ingredient on the label. But that one word is a legal loophole. Health Canada does not require soap companies to disclose what is inside their fragrance blends. That means you could be rubbing a cocktail of dozens of synthetic allergens and endocrine disruptors into your skin every single morning, and the label will never tell you. The Environmental Working Group found that the average fragrance blend in personal care products contains roughly 14 undisclosed chemicals, many classified as allergens or potential irritants by European safety boards. EWG, Skin Deep Database. Roughly 1 in 10 Canadians lives with eczema. Canadian Dermatology Association. For anyone managing a chronic skin condition, due to synthetic fragrance is one of the top triggers of contact dermatitis in adults. Colgate-Palmolive sells the same Irish Spring formulation in Canada with no additional disclosure required under Canadian regulations. One word, 14 hidden chemicals, 0 transparency. And the next brand was not just hiding ingredients, it was hiding a chemical that regulators on both sides of the border already moved to ban. At number 10, Dial Gold Antibacterial. Dial built its entire reputation on one promise, killing germs. That gold bar was supposed to be the safe, responsible choice. But what Dial never advertised was the ingredient doing the heavy lifting, triclosan. The FDA banned triclosan from liquid hand soaps in 2016 after studies linked it to hormone disruption and antibiotic resistance. FDA triclosan ruling died in 2016. Health Canada conducted its own triclosan risk assessment and added it to the cosmetic ingredient hot list with restrictions. Health Canada triclosan assessment. Bar soaps had a longer compliance window, and most Canadian consumers never got the memo. A 2017 study published in Environmental Health Perspectives found triclosan detectable in the urine of nearly 75% of Americans tested. Environmental Health Perspectives, 2017. That is not a fringe problem. That is a household crisis hiding in plain sight. Even reformulated dial bars still rely on aggressive antibacterial agents that strip the skin's natural barrier every single time you lather up. For Canadians on thyroid medication or hormone therapy, these chemicals have been linked to interference with how your body processes the very drugs your doctor carefully calibrated. Dial gave you the sensation of safety. The science said something else entirely. But if a banned ingredient is alarming, wait until you hear what the next brand is hiding behind a promise of total body care. Number 9, Lever 2000, for all your 2000 parts. The promise was total body coverage, head to toe. Every inch of you protected and cared for. But coverage does not mean safety. Lever 2000 contains synthetic surfactants, BHT, preservatives, and tetrasodium EDTA, harsh detergent agents that strip the natural oils your skin desperately needs to stay intact. EWG Skin Deep Ingredient Analysis. That clean, tight feeling you get after using Lever 2000 is not clean, it is damage. According to a study from the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology, over 40% of adults over the age of 65 experience clinically significant skin dryness. Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology. Using a soap that aggressively strips natural oils makes that statistic worse, not better. And Statistics Canada tells us that 1 in 5 Canadians is now over the age of 65. Statistics Canada. That is millions of Canadians using a bar that actively works against their skin every single morning. When your skin cracks, it becomes a direct pathway for bacteria and infection. That is not gentle care. That is chemical aggression marketed as hygiene. Lever 2000 promised care for every part of your body. What it delivered was a bar that works against your body's own protective systems. The next brand went even further. It added ingredients that serve zero cleaning purpose and exist purely to deceive you. Number 8, Zest. It has been on shelves since the 1950s, marketed as the soap that does not leave a filmy residue. And technically, that is true. But the reason it skips the film is because Zest is not soap at all. It is a synthetic detergent bar made almost entirely from chemical surfactants rather than traditional saponified oils. Zest loads its bars with artificial dyes, D and C yellow 10 and FD and C green 3, compounds flagged in peer-reviewed studies for potential links to skin irritation and allergic reactions. EWG Skin Deep Database. The European Food Safety Authority has moved to restrict certain synthetic colorants in consumer products. EFSA Regulatory Guidance. Those dyes serve absolutely no cleaning purpose. They are purely cosmetic. They add nothing but color and risk. Think about that. Why would a soap company add artificial colorants that can irritate and sensitize vulnerable skin when the dye does nothing to actually clean you? For Canadians with compromised kidney function or on multiple daily medications, anything that adds unnecessary chemical load through your skin, the largest organ in your body, is a burden with zero reward. Zest promised no residue. What it left behind was something far worse than film. But this next brand built its entire identity on a moisturizing promise. And the ingredient list tells a completely different story. Number 7, Caress. Caress sells itself on luxury, silky, moisturizing, indulgent. The packaging is elegant. The commercials show smooth, radiant, glowing skin. But flip that bar over and read the ingredient list. And the story changes fast. Caress bars contain parabens, methylparaben, and propylparaben specifically. Parabens are preservatives that mimic estrogen in the body. A study from the University of Reading found parabens present in breast tissue samples taken during clinical research. University of Reading paraben study. That does not prove causation, but it raises a question that deserves an honest answer. Why are preservatives from personal care products showing up in human tissue? The European Union has restricted certain parabens in cosmetics under EU Cosmetics Regulation 1223/2009. EU Cosmetics Regulation. Canada permits their use, with no proactive consumer warning. For Canadian women managing menopause or on hormone therapy, and for families sharing this bar with teenage daughters whose hormones are still developing, adding synthetic estrogen mimics through daily skin absorption is a genuine concern. Your endocrine system is not a marketing opportunity. It is the control center for nearly every function in your body. Luxury packaging, endocrine disruptors inside, that is not indulgence. That is interference. And the next brand sold safety. The gap between that promise and the science is one of the most cynical on this entire list. Number 6, Safeguard. Another brand that leaned hard into the antibacterial angle for decades. Families bought it for years, thinking it was the responsible choice, the safe choice, the clean choice. It is right there in the name. But Safeguard bars contain benzalkonium chloride, a quaternary ammonium compound used as an antimicrobial agent. Prolonged skin exposure has been linked to contact dermatitis and dryness, especially in older adults with already compromised skin barriers. EWG Skin Deep Database. And here's the part that should stop you cold. The CDC has confirmed that antibacterial soaps are no more effective at preventing illness than regular soap and water. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. No more effective. You are absorbing extra chemicals for absolutely zero additional protection. Over 3.7 million Canadians are living with diabetes. Diabetes Canada. For that population, dry and cracked skin is not a cosmetic inconvenience. It is an open door for infection, the very thing Safeguard claims to prevent. Safe was never the product. Or safe was always just the pitch. If this investigation is helping you make smarter choices at the store, hit subscribe. It is free, and it means you will never miss these investigations. The next brand sold gentleness. What we found inside will make you question every moisturizing claim you have ever believed. Number 5, Tone. Tone marketed itself with cocoa butter right on the front of the bar. The implication was clear: moisturizing, gentle, nourishing, good for dry skin. But check the actual cocoa butter content relative to the rest of the formulation, and you will find it is minimal. What you are really getting is a standard soap base loaded with sodium talawate, synthetic fragrance, and titanium dioxide. The cocoa butter is there for the label, not for your skin. Titanium and dioxide, used here as a whitening agent, came under serious scrutiny when the European Food Safety Authority declared it no longer safe as a food additive in 2021, EFSA 2021. Europe pulled it from food. Canada still permits it in soap, shampoo, and toothpaste with no consumer advisory matching the EU position. A bar truly rich in cocoa butter leaves your skin genuinely soft after rinsing. Tone leaves that same tight, dry pull that cheaper soap bars do. The cocoa butter is a whisper in the formula, just enough to print on the label. Not enough to actually help your skin, for Canadians with chronically dry or thinning skin who bought Tone specifically to soothe an existing condition. That broken promise is not just disappointing, it is actively misleading. Spending more does not get you something safer. The next brand will prove that beyond any doubt. Number 4, Coast, the eye-opener soap. That was literally the tagline. A blast of aggressive fragrance designed to wake you up in the morning shower. And it works. That scent hits hard, almost chemical hard. According to the American Academy of Dermatology, fragrance is the #1 cause of cosmetic contact dermatitis. American Academy of Dermatology. Number 1, not some rare exotic ingredient, not a manufacturing defect. Fragrance. And Coast has more of it than almost any bar on the Canadian market. Coast's scent lingers on your skin for hours after you dry off. That means those synthetic fragrance chemicals are sitting on your body, absorbing through your pores. Long after you have left the bathroom, you step out of the shower. You can still smell Coast on your arms, your chest, on your neck. Hours later, while you are eating breakfast or sitting in your living room, it is still there, bonding to your skin, being absorbed while you go about your day completely unaware. For Canadians managing chronic inflammation, autoimmune conditions, or on blood thinners, Prolonged skin irritation is not a cosmetic issue. It is a medical one. That fresh feeling is your skin reacting, not thanking you. Check your shower ledge right now, because the next brand is in almost every Canadian bathroom, and what is hiding inside will make you rethink everything you thought you knew. Number 3, Dove. This is the one that is going to shake people. Dove is the most recognized bar soap brand in Canada, recommended by more dermatologists than any other brand. At least, that is what the marketing claims. But here is what the marketing leaves out. Dove's classic beauty bar is not technically soap, it is a synthetic detergent bar. And while Dove has removed some of the worst chemical offenders over the years, a 2019 investigation by an independent testing lab found that several Dove products contain trace amounts of formaldehyde-releasing preservatives. Independent lab testing, 2019 formaldehyde, in a product you rub across your body every single day. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies formaldehyde as a Group 1 carcinogen, the highest classification there is. IARC formaldehyde classification. And it was detected in a soap that millions of Canadians trust more than any other. You thought this was the safe choice. You were told it was the safe choice. That is what makes this one cut deeper than the rest. Not the chemical, the betrayal. For Canadian families who gave this bar to their children or elderly parents because they believed it was the gentlest option available. Even trace formaldehyde exposure is a legitimate concern. The name said care, the lab results said carcinogen. And if Dove shook you, number 1 is going to change the way you look at your entire bathroom shelf. Number 2, Ivory, 99 and 44 over 100% pure. That slogan has been Ivory's shield since 1879. It floats in water. It looks clean. It smells simple and honest. For over 140 years, Canadians believed Ivory was the purest bar of soap money could buy. But pure does not mean safe. Ivory's pH has been measured at 9 to 10. Dermatological research on alkaline soap and skin barrier disruption. Healthy skin sits at a pH of 4.5 to 5.5. That gap is not minor. It is enough to destroy your skin's acid mantle, the thin protective film that keeps bacteria out and moisture in, with every single wash. That white bar floating innocently in the bathtub has been a symbol of old-fashioned Canadian cleanliness for generations. But old-fashioned does not mean safe. It means a formula that never evolved, even as our understanding of skin science advanced dramatically. That squeaky clean sensation after using Ivory is not purity. It is your acid mantle being stripped away in real time. For Canadian seniors managing diabetes or poor circulation, where cracked skin becomes an open infection site, a damaged acid mantle turns every shower into a compounded health risk. Ivory promised purity. What it delivered was a high pH bar, destroying your skin's first line of defense with every wash. Yet you trusted the name. The name did not earn it, and number 1 is worse. And number 1, the worst bar soap brand you need to avoid, is Lux. Lux has been around for nearly 100 years. Endorsed by Hollywood starlets, wrapped in elegant packaging, sold as the soap of the stars. But what Lux has become today is a chemical-loaded bar hiding behind vintage prestige. The current formulation is packed with synthetic fragrances, BHT, EDTA, and artificial colorants. And here is the detail that put Lux at the top of this list. An independent consumer watchdog group tested multiple Lux variants and found detectable levels of 1,4-dioxane, a chemical byproduct classified by the EPA as a likely human carcinogen. EPA 1,4-dioxane classification. It forms during manufacturing when certain ingredients are combined. It is not listed on the label because it is a contaminant, not an added ingredient. And Health Canada has flagged 1,4-dioxane as a substance of concern under the Canadian Environmental Protection Act. CPA Health Canada. Yet consumer-facing warnings on personal care products remain absent. Nearly 60% of what you put on your skin is absorbed into your bloodstream. Dermatological research on transdermal absorption. For Canadians with compromised liver or kidney function, or anyone on chemotherapy or immunosuppressants, daily exposure to a carcinogenic byproduct through your skin is not minor. Lux promised glamour. What it delivered was a carcinogen most Canadians never knew was there. That is not a mistake. That is a betrayal. Now, here are the two brands that actually earned your trust. The first is Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile Bar Soap. Dr. Bronner's uses certified organic oils, coconut, olive, hemp, and jojoba. No synthetic fragrances, no artificial preservatives, no detergents, no dyes. Every ingredient is listed, disclosed, and third-party verified. EWG Skin Deep, top rating. The lather is smooth and mild, not the aggressive foam that strips everything it touches. Rinse it off and your skin feels hydrated, not tight and raw. For Canadians on multiple medications, managing chronic skin conditions, or looking for something genuinely safe for every member of the household, Dr. Bronner's is one of the most trustworthy choices you can make. You can find it at Whole Foods, Bulk Barn, Well.ca, and Amazon.ca across Canada. It runs roughly $6 to $8 Canadian per bar, in a modest premium over the brands we just exposed, and worth every cent. The second recommendation is Grandpa's Pine Tar Bar Soap. Grandpa's has been around since 1878, and the formula has barely changed, because it never needed to. The ingredient list is short: pine tar, coconut oil, palm oil, and vegetable-based glycerin. No parabens, no sulfates, no synthetic fragrance, no artificial color. EWG Skin Deep Database, Canadian Dermatology Association Guidance on Eczema Management. Every ingredient has a real purpose. That is the difference between this bar and every brand we just exposed. Pine tar soap has been used for over a century to soothe dry, irritated, and inflamed skin. For Canadians dealing with eczema, psoriasis, or chronically dry skin, this is a proven old-school solution that works because the formula is honest, meaning you can find it at Well.ca, Amazon.ca, and select health food stores and independent pharmacies across Canada. It runs roughly $7 to $10 Canadian per bar. Transparency, that is what you are paying for, and it is worth it. Earlier in this video, I told you there was a dead simple way to protect yourself from everything on this list. Here it is. Flip the bar over, read the ingredient list. If you see the word fragrance with no breakdown of what that means, put it back. If the list has more than 10 chemical compounds you cannot pronounce, put it back. Look for short ingredient lists. Look for plant-based oils. Look for full transparency. That is your shield. That is how you take back control of what touches your skin every single morning. 11 brands, 11 broken promises. One bathroom shelf that needs cleaning. Your skin is your largest organ. What you put on it every day matters more than most Canadians are ever told. Subscribe so you never get blindsided by what is hiding on your grocery shelf. Next, we are investigating the 9 Canadian shampoo brands you need to stop using, and the 3 that are actually worth it. Your bathroom shelf deserves better. Now you know how to build one.